we've slowly introduced all 3 texts to our school. We started with the grammar, then coming on with the new syllabus, we introduced spelling, and we were very pleased to see the handwriting being updated this year, and we think the new format is fantastic. The grammar was our first stepping stone, and it has been very good. All of the teachers use it across the school, and what we have found is that it meets all of the new New South Wales syllabus outcomes. It focuses on content-rich language and the meta-language that we see in the syllabus, and it reflects that throughout with the scope and sequence, and so therefore the teachers know that they're covering all of those outcomes, whilst at the same time extending. The new syllabus is very full and big, and I just believe that this relieves a little bit of pressure for teachers in knowing that if they do teach to this, they have it covered. And what we've seen in our school is that the students in kinder are now exposed to the meta language, and therefore by the time we're slowly introducing it throughout the school, there's a consistency for the students and for the teachers, and we really welcome that, and we're seeing it in our results here at OLSH, and we do very, very well in that plan traditionally, but we have seen our results improve even further. We chose Oxford. We were introduced it. Our principal and assistant principal were exposed to it through a colleague, and we studied it. Traditionally, our principal and assistant principal were not that keen on textbooks, moving away from that with inquiry-based learning and student-centred learning. However, what we do here is we just use it as a tool to support our learning, and we find them really good. They're solid, they support our learning. They are not our only means of teaching, but we just know there's consistency across our school, consistency of meta language for the students and the teachers. Yes, well, we do now that we use all 3. The platform for teachers, Resource Centre, is excellent. They're all there at their fingertips. We can also refer back to year above, year below, for support or extra resources. We see an alignment between them, and the exposure to language, outcomes, scope and sequences, they're all there, all relatable, and we love using all 3 actually. The students have adapted very well. We actually do an end of year survey with our students on all our resources that we use, and the grammar in particular has incredibly positive feedback from our students. They love it, which we were a little apprehensive or nervous about when we introduced it, just because of the whole textbook forum, but they actually really love the grammar, and I just know the students are really proud of how they've developed and the language they can use. They really like the handwriting now with the interactive, and I think there's been a huge shift there from handwriting just being something that you can do to a tangible, hands-on, lived experience with the teachers as well through the interactive. We find the digital resources great, and the handwriting has changed in 2025, and we have found the difference just huge. It's like a completely different text, the visuals, the digital platform, the interaction with the students is incredible, which we didn't have that with handwriting before. So that's really, really good, and the students love it too, in this digital age. The new New South Wales syllabus is so content heavy and rich, and the required outcomes for the students are huge. So there is, we believe here at OLSH, a big focus on explicit teaching and the whole gradual release of responsibility. The textbooks, particularly with your lessons provided and planning, really allow for that deep instruction and explicit teaching. And of course, we connect it to texts that we use in class, but we also find in the grammar, particularly the mentor texts that you have in each unit, really support the concepts and contexts of understanding and responding to literature in the new syllabus, and we really value that. With the explicit teaching, your text set the lessons up. So we know where we're going, we prepare before a lesson. There's no walking in and just picking up a textbook for us teachers. You know, we know that's not doing our job properly. So we really prepare. It gives us a better understanding of the meta language and what we have the student learning outcomes that we're addressing that day. And you know, we teach explicitly, and then we gradually release the students so that then they can show us what they know, and we regularly revise every day with a daily review what we've taught previously. Well, here at OLSH we develop our own whole school scope and sequences for all key learning areas, but we have found that in English, particularly being so content heavy, we have been so well supported. You know, in the grammar, for example, your scope and sequences will include, you know, an outcome for vocabulary, for handwriting, understanding and responding to literature, creating written texts. So we're able to link those through our syllabus, which we have found, through our, scope and sequence, which we have found invaluable. And it just means that you have incidentally provided us with achieving some of those content points without even knowing we are at times, which is just a bonus for us. And we also know through your planning, you have addressed all of the stage outcomes in each text. And in this busy world for teachers, we just value that so much, because it just means, if nothing else, we are getting that done. And that's a huge weight off our teachers' minds, especially with all of the demands through administration and paperwork today. And you know, it's supported with really quality resources and literature.